Hi there. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will be comparing Samsung Galaxy A12 and Galaxy A13 4G. The Samsung Galaxy A12, since its launch, which took place at the end of 2020, has been one of the most affordable and interesting quality price mobiles in the brand's catalog. That is why the new Galaxy A13, which was recently launched, also shares several of the features and technical specifications of this one, in addition to also improving some others. However, the question arises as to whether this newly introduced phone is worthwhile and better than the aforementioned Galaxy A12, something we discuss in this comparative analysis. Samsung is usually one of the manufacturers that do not make major changes in terms of designs between mobiles of close generations. However, this is not the case that applies when we talk about the Galaxy A12 and A13, as both devices have major differences that make it easy to differentiate them at a glance, despite having an identical front appearance thanks to the V-shaped notch that fulfills the role of housing the front camera. And, as such, this is mainly because of their camera systems, which, although they have the same number of photo sensors, which is 4, their lenses are organized differently and in camera modules with their personality. On the other hand, the back cover of the Samsung Galaxy A12 has a slight texturing that gives some anti-slip feeling to the touch, while that of the Galaxy A13 is smooth. Mind you, both are made of plastic. Added to this, the former has dimensions of 164 x 75.8 x 8.9 mm and weighs 205 grams, with the new Samsung Galaxy A13 being slightly larger, but with less thickness and weight, having dimensions of 165.1 x 76.4 x 8.8 mm and weighing about 195 grams. Moving on to the screens, the Samsung Galaxy A12 is inferior to the Galaxy A13, which has a diagonal of 6.5 inches, comes with an HD Plus resolution of 1600 x 720 pixels, and has a refresh rate of 60 Hz. The A13, on the other hand, is a bit larger, at 6.6 inches, and boasts a full HD Plus resolution of 2408 x 1080 pixels, as well as having a higher refresh rate of 90 Hz. However, as a point of commonality, both panels are TFT LCD technology. The Samsung Galaxy A12 is a modest handset that does not boast a very powerful processor chipset for very heavy and demanding tasks. However, the Helio P35 inside it can handle almost any need, both in games and applications, since this part features an 8-core configuration that reaches a maximum clock frequency of 2.35 GHz and has a node size of 12 nanometers. For its part, the Samsung Galaxy A13 has a processor that, at the time of publishing this video, is still unknown, as the South Korean manufacturer did not detail it in its list of official technical specifications at the time of its announcement and presentation. However, at least it mentioned that this part is 8-core and works at a maximum clock frequency of 2.2 GHz, which, although it is lower than that of the already named Helio P35, may in general terms offer higher performance, as we would be facing a newer and more advanced processor chipset. Now, the RAM options with which the Samsung Galaxy A12 is available are 2, 3, and 4 GB, while the Galaxy A13 was launched with 3, 4, or 6 GB. In addition, both phones have internal storage space variants of 32, 64, and 128 GB, which, of course, support internal memory expansion via microSD card. Both the Samsung Galaxy A12 and the new Galaxy A13 come with a quad camera system. The former features a 48-megapixel main sensor with f/.8 aperture, a 5-megapixel wide-angle lens with f/2.2 aperture, and 2 other macro and bokeh photo sensors of 2-megapixel resolution with f/2.4 aperture each. The A13, on the other hand, makes use of a 50-megapixel main sensor with an f/1.8 aperture that offers better shots both day and night. Otherwise, the latter makes use of the same 3 remaining shooters as the A12. Added to this, both mobiles are capable of recording in full HD resolution at 60 frames per second maximum with their respective main sensors. For selfies, the two share the same front camera sensor, which is an 8-megapixel sensor with f/2.2 aperture. This sensor is capable of recording in full HD resolution at 30 frames per second. In the battery section, there is another point of coincidence, as both phones have the benefits that a 5000 mAh battery can offer in terms of autonomy. In addition, both are compatible with support for fast charging up to 15 watts, which is not very fast, as it is a standard charging speed. Apart from that, charging is done through a USB Type-C input on both. Regarding other features and technical specifications, the two do not have an in-display fingerprint sensor for two reasons. They are phones aimed at the budget segment and have TFT LCD screens that are now compatible with this biometric unlocking technology, as OLED panels and derivatives, such as AMOLED and Super AMOLED, are the only ones that, for the moment, support this quality. That's why they have a side-mounted fingerprint sensor. Both lack 5G, but come with connectivity options like 4G LTE, Wi-Fi 802.11/B/G/N, Bluetooth 5.0, GPS plus GLONASS, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. They also feature dual SIM support, but only the Samsung Galaxy A13 comes with the newest in software, which is Android 12 under One UI 4.1. The Galaxy A13, on the other hand, comes with the Android 11 interface under the One UI 3.1 customization layer version. The Samsung Galaxy A12, which comes in black, blue, white, and red, is a mobile that, at the time of publishing this video, can be found on Amazon for $172.50. The Galaxy A13, which is available in black, white, and blue, does not yet have an official selling price, and this is because Samsung has not yet announced its price. However, it is expected to have a starting price of about $185. To conclude this comparison and give a verdict on which mobile is better and why, first we must emphasize how similar they are in general terms, mostly at the level of technical specifications, since in designs they are very little alike. However, there are important differences in the section of screens that give us superior to the Galaxy A13, mostly because of the resolution and refresh rate of its panel, which is higher. In addition, although it is not yet known what processor this phone uses, it would also be more powerful. Also noteworthy is the fact that it has a better camera, which, despite not being much above that of the Galaxy A12, does come with a sensor that promises better photos both day and night. Otherwise, the Samsung Galaxy A13 is better as it comes with a newer version of Android and One UI, has a higher capacity RAM variant, and is somewhat lighter. Here ends our comparison on Galaxy A12 and Galaxy A13. We hope you find it very useful. If you have any suggestion, kindly share with us in the comments section. Also, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Please click on the notification bell in front of the subscribe button to turn on notification for this channel, so as to notify you when I post new video. Thank you for watching.